This video is here to help you when calculating percentages of amounts which require more than one calculation. Remember, the word percent means out of 100. A percentage is a way of recording the number of parts out of 100. If you haven't already watched it, it's a good idea to watch our other video on how to find percentages of amounts using single steps. In that video, we learnt how to calculate the following percentages. To find 50% of an amount, you divide it by 2. To find 25% of an amount, you divide it by 4. To find 20% of an amount, you divide it by 5. To find 10% of an amount, you divide it by 10. And to find 1% of an amount, you divide it by 100. Here is a visual representation of how each of these percentages relate to 100% or one whole. Now we're going to look at how we can use these facts to calculate other percentages. For example, to find 30%, we could add 20% and 10% together, or we could find 10% and we could multiply it by 3. How could we calculate 75% of an amount using the percentages in this image? Pause here and come up with 3 different ways. While there are lots of different ways we can make 75%, here are some possibilities. We could find 50% and 25%, then add them together. We could find 25% and multiply by 3. We could find 20%, 20%, 10% and 25% and add them all together, although this wouldn't be as efficient as the other methods. We could also use subtraction. We could find 100% and 25% and then subtract the 25% from the 100%. Now let's use some of these strategies to calculate a percentage of an amount. What is 40% of 300? First, we can calculate 10% of 300. We find 10% by dividing by 10. 300 divided by 10 is 30, so 10% of 300 is 30. Now we have 10%, we can multiply it by 4 to find 40%. 30 multiplied by 4 is 120, so 40% of 300 is 120. Now it's your turn. Use the steps which we have already gone through to calculate the percentages of amounts. Pause here and then come back to check your answers. Here are the answers. How did you get on? Now it's time for a challenge. Which of these methods to calculate 5% are incorrect? All of the statements were correct except the one in the red box. If you divide an amount by 10, this would give you 10%, and then multiplying it by 5 would give you 50%, not 5. All the others are acceptable ways of calculating 5%. I hope that this video helped you to calculate complex percentages of amounts. If you're looking for any more maths videos just like this one, make sure you head to the Twinkl website to check them out. See you next time.